All right, we're here with the developers of Deadpool VR. Could you just guys introduce yourself?
I'm Phil Theon. I'm the lead designer of Marvel Deadpool VR.
And I'm Matt Schmidt. I'm the animation director at Marvel Deadpool VR.
So what is Deadpool VR for MetaQuest 3 and 3S?
So Deadpool is a game about range combat, melee combat, explosives, and sometimes even your own limbs as weapons. We have Deadpool who finds himself working for Mojo, maybe a little bit against his will, to go capture some villains from the Marvel Universe. But Deadpool really enjoys his work. So as he's going through the story, you're going to hear him talk to the player, talk to sometimes even the game designers, and the characters that he interacts with. We're going to go to a lot of really interesting locations. We have places like Simcaria, we have places like a shield helicarrier, we're going to go to Yashida. These are all the hometowns of the villains that we find in the game. And basically Deadpool's going to make his way to Mojo World to face off against Mojo.
So how is it to actually work with the IP like Deadpool?
Oh, it's great. I mean, Deadpool was the perfect game for a studio like Twisted Pixel Games. Our sense of humor was aligned perfectly with it. Everybody's been having so much fun. We've been pushing boundaries and just in terms of the humor, working his personality into everything you do so that you really feel like you're Deadpool. I think VR is the perfect way to make a Deadpool game personally, because who doesn't want to be Deadpool? You want to be able to reach back and grab your swords, use guns, you know, decapitate and dismember enemies, dive kick into them, and just have a lot of fun running around in a world as somebody as cool as Deadpool. So we really embraced the IP and had so much fun making it.
So we actually got back from a demo of the Marvel VR, and I can say that I didn't experience much motion sickness, and many people experience motion sickness, but how's you guys' approach for reducing motion sickness for VR players?
So when making a game like Deadpool, we want everybody to be able to enjoy it. So obviously we spent a lot of effort on our accessibility and our comfort options. We have presets in the demo. People can choose if they're a VR newbie or an expert. That'll set options for them, but really they can also customize. We have everything from vignetting for tunnel vision. We have snap turn. You can control the angles of your snaps. You can have free turn, and you can combine these any way that you want. We also have accessibility options, like if you can't reach behind your back to grab your grapple gun, for example, we have a shortcut on your thumbstick to switch between weapons. That means that the game can be played seated completely as well. So really we wanted everybody to be comfortable. And then past that, in the game, we spent a lot of time really leveraging our 5 games worth of VR experience into making sure that every animation, enemy movement, distance on screen is as comfortable as it can possibly be for people.
So go back to actually working with the IP Deadpool. How close to the creators of Marvel are you collaborated with?
Yeah, so we had a team of writers. Among them was Jim Kelly, Joe Kelly, sorry. Excuse me, Joe Kelly, who was one of the Deadpool writers. And so, yeah, we were very close to we were working with Marvel side by side to make sure that, you know, we nailed the personality. I mean, when we first got started, we had stacks of Deadpool comics on our desks throughout the office, and just everybody was just getting really immersed into the character and, you know, getting really excited to work with the IP.
So I actually have one kind of personal question, but how did you guys land Neil Patrick Harris as the voice actor for Deadpool?
So when we talked about doing Deadpool, we wanted to do 2 things. One, we wanted the game to feel familiar for people, but we also wanted it to be original. So that factored into picking our comic book style. We have a very unique visual identity, and then we needed a character that was also going to be unique. And Neil Patrick Harris had an amazing voice to do a Deadpool that sounds familiar but is also very unique, and he's got such a good pop culture knowledge that I think when you expect Deadpool to know what's going on in the world around him, to know music, to know theater, movies, actors, Neil Patrick Harris is a great person to do that. So he's bringing a lot to the character. It would be hard to think of a better name than that to be Deadpool.
Yeah. So how would you guys say that the feedback of after the announcement, how about the feedback from the community?
Yeah, I think the feedback's been tremendous. So we've been working on the game for a handful of years now, and to be able to finally talk about it, see people play it, we've been hearing a lot of great things so far. It's been really positive. We're super excited to share this game with everybody. It'll be out November 18th, so we're really excited for people to see it.
So how long would you say that the experience will last for players?
So we haven't timed it just yet, but it's pretty much what you'd expect out of a single-player narrative campaign. But beyond that, we also have really good replayability features. So if you've seen in some of our teasers and maybe in our trailers or even our demo, there's doors with names on them. We're not going to go into that today. Soon we will, but that's part of our replayability. So I'm sure if people have seen them, they probably get an idea. But the game has a lot to offer on a first playthrough, but also on replays.
So without spoiling anything or saying too much, but will we see a lot of familiar faces from the comic books?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're going to definitely see people that Deadpool's familiar with, like, for example, we talked about Mojo. You're going to see Spiral, Major Domo, and then these villains that we've talked about. There's going to be plenty of Marvel cameos throughout the game and, you know, nods to other parts of the Marvel universe that's going to be definitely folded into Deadpool's story.
Is there something, guys, you want to add or say before we finish this off?
So for me, the most important thing is if people look at the game and they go, cool, a Deadpool game, but I don't know if I want to play on VR, give it a try. We made sure that the game is comfortable for everybody, and VR is really the best place to have the freedom to be Deadpool. Like Matt was describing earlier, it's a game that lets you play the way that you want. You can hold your weapons the way you want, you can throw them, you can strike with them, you can do any amount of combos you can think of. That way you can play exactly like Deadpool. So it's comfortable, it's a great experience, and it's a great time for anybody really to get into VR.
So for now it's only on MetaQuest 3, but can we see in the future in other platforms as well? Maybe?
For now, we're just focused on the current platform, so we're releasing on MetaQuest 3 and 3S because that was really the best platform for us to make the game on.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.